Hey, welcome to Phatt Chat. This is going to be our News of the Week segment where we give you all the gaming news, well, at least the important gaming, the stuff that we chose that we decided was interesting.
That sounds good.
We try and get all of it
We do.
of the time.
We do.
Whatever filtered through our judgmental sieve.
That's right.
Yes. Hey, that's good.
Yeah, we're really just the important stuff. Everything else doesn't matter. Unimportant. Not every time.
So saith the pigs.
If you didn't hear it here on Phatt Chat, then it isn't important.
Nope.
You shouldn't pick it up. No, that's not true.
Unsubscribe from on Facebook right now.
Do it. Don't do it. Maybe.
Don't watch their live bull anymore. I'm just kidding. We love you.
Maybe. He does. Just James.
No.
Okay, so a lot of cool news, you guys. One that I'm excited about. Been waiting for it a while. Got pushed back a few times. Uncharted 4, of course, will be releasing in 1 week from yesterday.
Yes. May 10th.
Yep.
Yes.
May 10th. So I was trying to figure out like when we shoot versus when it goes up versus, yes.
Yeah.
May 10th if you're watching this Wednesday when it launches.
Or if you're one of the people that either hijacked a truck, or if you live on the other side of the country, you probably already have a copy of it.
Most likely.
So copies in UK got released early. So everyone was like, oh, a retailer must have launched it early. There was a bunch of problems. Even like Amazon had like their website auto-emailed a bunch of people like, oh, we're going to be shipping it out like last week. And then they had to respond really quickly like, oh, hey, that was an automated one. We're really sorry. Like they're not going to be out for another week.
And why did that happen again? What did they say?
They said it was based off of basically since the release date got pushed. So obviously they had gone in there and basically had their computer set to automate that message. So nobody went in and changed it apparently when it got pushed. But a bunch of copies did get released in the UK. Sony quickly responded by basically saying, we haven't sent any copies to any retailers. So it's impossible for it to have gotten leaked from a retailer. But they also made a statement that earlier that week, a truck had gotten hijacked that did have copies of Uncharted 4 on it. So they're assuming that obviously those copies are from the hijacked truck.
And ended up in just like random UK retailers.
So what is Sony doing about those copies that are being played?
So there's two things that I think are into play. The reason we're not seeing a leak or anybody streaming it right now, because some people have bought it and they say they do have the copy. I think it's a brick right now until you get the day one patch because that's like 9 gigs.
Yeah, no,
I think it's a pretty.
I think it's like 6 gigs or something.
It's pretty big for a day one patch.
Wow, that is.
So I think that's like a big fundamental piece. I don't even know if that'll let you in the campaign without it, to be honest. I have no idea.
On top of that, obviously, if anybody does have one of the stolen copies, they're probably being very careful because obviously with Sony saying we haven't shipped it to any retailers.
If they see it go live on your PSN, they're probably going to pull you
they're
down.
going to catch
absolutely.
you so fast. So obviously those people are probably being smart and they're playing offline. If they are playing it, they're playing it. They're not streaming. They're not trying to leak anything because that's a bigger crime.
What game did this happen with a while
It's happened a
back
few
ago?
times. Actually, it's always like in the UK, it seems.
Always.
The Splatoon.
Black Ops 2.
Amiibos got hijacked. Black Ops 2.
Black Ops 2.
There was
Sony,
another one just recently as well.
A long time ago, Vegas 2.
Yeah.
Vegas 2 was one of them too, where some copies got
I
stolen.
like to think it's a couple of enterprising gamers fast and furiousing these semi trucks.
They just have like Vin Diesel's like turn it back, rips the e-brake, he flips it around, he's like
shoots a harpoon at it.
Shoots a harpoon, and then they put it on their truck, and then they drive
video
off.
games out of
The
it.
trucker's got a shotgun, and they're like, "Get away from me, you gamers!" He's got a power glove on too to handle the
probably
recoil.
why,
yes.
that's
Yes.
probably
There
why
you
we
go.
don't see it happening too often in America.
And then they go party in the desert with copies of the game. They're just like throwing them on like models, and the models are just like,
They have strippers. They just have a stack of games.
You know what makes this Honda look better? Uncharted 4.
Yeah, boy.
Yes.
Everybody's cosplaying as Nathan Drake out in the desert.
Yes, dude. Yes.
They're all like tripping and getting dehydrated. I'm Nathan Drake. No, I'm Nathan Drake. Oh man, good stuff. Hey, send us an invite. I want to go to one of those desert parties.
I know.
An easy way to figure out who stole those games, just go onto the forums and whoever says in the Uncharted movie who should play Nathan Drake as Vin Diesel, those are the people.
Those are the
people that
guys.
do
Those are the guys. Yep.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm a fan or nothing that I role model after him, but I'm just saying Vin Diesel make a great Drake.
You know what I'm saying, fam?
Where do you know what I'm saying, fam? He's like, where you live at? I'm in the UK. I thought so.
Bruh.
This bit of news comes as no surprise from anybody who's been following Nintendo's track record recently. But Nintendo decides to sneak announce essentially the release date of the NX. So at literally 12:30, I think it was maybe Tuesday night, Zach and I are up like grinding. It was like 12:30 in the morning. We're up like just doing Fat Island stuff like we always do it late at night. And sure enough, we're like running through the forums, and sure enough, like
My wife texts me and actually
that's what it
she
was,
says Nintendo has a new system. I was like, what? And then I look at the link she sent me and it's on Facebook from Nintendo. Oh yeah. It's still, they refer to it as Codename NX releases March next year. I was like, shut the fuck. And then I click on the Nintendo link. I see that it's authenticated. It's Nintendo's Facebook. I'm like, no fucking way.
Brandon's comment like 10 minutes later was fucking hilarious. Just like fucking Nintendo to announce this shit in the middle of the night.
So 12:30 at night.
No hype.
You don't give it a name.
Nothing,
You
no
don't show us a
games.
picture.
To be fair, that
Nothing at
also
all.
is like 7 o'clock in the afternoon the following day past the prime break.
But they did it out of North America.
It was
they did it out of North
America's
American Nintendo.
oh, fucking weirdos.
I know, it's because Japan woke up to like make it public.
Reggie's like, it's midnight. Let's launch Nintendo NX.
So, just an absolutely ridiculous thing. So we've been talking about it a ton. We've been, obviously, there's plenty of problems. We initially said last podcast, I was like, watch, Zelda's going to come out. It's going to be on the NX. As soon as they announce this, they're like, oh yeah, Zelda also got pushed back till next year.
But they're doing a dual release though.
What a coincidence.
And they did that with so what? They did that with Twilight Princess, the Wii and GameCube. They did that with another one, which was Wind Waker. It went GameCube. It skipped Wii, right? Wind Waker was not on the Wii. And then it went on the Wii U. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? So they keep having this overlap with their games to help transition and sell.
Absolutely.
So I think Zelda might actually come out this year, and then they're just going to do a mere flip of it on NX.
That's disgusting.
Like they did it with the
That's such
GameCube.
a sad revelation, though.
That's just what they've
Because
come
that's-
to.
It's probably true though.
They don't have
Totally
any.
Nintendo.
They don't have any third-party support. They have none. The guy that ran it, they dismissed it. They don't have it anymore. They do have a new guy building those structures up again, but they don't have third parties anymore.
The
They
real,
have to do it.
The real issue with that is like third party support has to support for their like ridiculous console, like their tablet and their motion controls. And people who are doing serious games don't want to develop for
Because
that.
they're not saying they're not saying like this is going to work on everything. They're just like, if you develop for us, we'll take it, but you have to make it work with these tools in this box. And it's just like, I can't, because all these other tools in everybody else's boxes are the exact same, slightly different. You want me to pretty much make you a Picasso with Crayola crayons.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly
And make it work. So it's hard because at that point, it just makes sense to put a game geared towards the NX more so, because it would be less of a headache than trying to do that. But then again, your profitability isn't there because Nintendo's not being profitable. You would never put your captain on that boat and let it sail the way that it
Nintendo-
currently is.
No.
Nintendo, get your shit together for me.
Seriously, we'll move on. We could talk about
Get
this
your
all
shit together for Brandon.
You see this guy you're letting down?
Every time.
He has
Every
supported
time.
you since he was a child.
Literally every time you make an announcement, you let me down. And I still, like, you should hear some of the conversations I get. I, like, defend you
Constantly defend them.
so hard.
And then you wake up at 12:30 and pull this shit. Seriously?
I try hard, you guys,
No,
to defend
Nintendo.
you.
Nintendo.
I try so hard, and you just repeatedly let me down.
Here, don't cry.
And
Come
this
here.
is-
Come here.
In
I
the
got
end, it
you.
doesn't even matter.
I got you. No. You're smearing your camera makeup. You're good. You're good.
The thing about Nintendo, it's a lot like the Golden Idol from Indiana Jones. Sure, it looks good, but it always comes with traps and dark cloud of curses.
You know what's the saddest thing is so
Man, that was good. That was like spot on.
obviously
Jesus.
Nintendo's fiscal year ends in March.
Right.
So it's a little bit different. They just posted their profit. Their profits are down 61%.
But then they
Jesus.
just killed this holiday season too. It's over. Like they pretty much just
100%.
told themselves and all Nintendo fans, don't bother buying shit this holiday season.
They just
Wait,
ruined
because
their
NX.
entire
March
next
is
year.
NX.
They just ruined their
Entire
next
year. And it's early too. It's only they announced this like last week, and
Considering
we're only in April.
April is the first month of their fiscal year.
Yeah.
They've already announced next year is to wait.
You know
till
what?
next
And it's
year.
forecasted for 61%, which means I think they're gonna have a rude awakening this holiday season. It's gonna be way less.
It's
gonna be way
put that-
more of
hold
a
on, so
There is
put
percentage.
that-
there is one thing between now and March, and that's E3.
They don't show up at E3.
No.
They're not
Nintendo
showing,
doesn't-
that's right. They're
No.
not showing up at fucking. What the fuck, Nintendo?
They do
No.
Nintendo. What are they called?
the Nintendo events.
Yeah, like the press events, the live streams, Nintendo Live or whatever.
Yeah,
It's horse shit.
God, I'm gonna like literally just shout it out.
I don't know because guess what? They don't happen enough for me to give a shit because they don't even announce their big stuff there. They do it on Facebook and Twitter at 12:30.
But to put that 61%, which is obviously a huge number,
that is a massive.
But to put that into perspective, what it was is their profits went from $41 billion to $16 billion. Oh my God. Now this is profit. So Nintendo's net worth is still like $80 billion or something.
Yeah.
But to lose 61% in profit
is huge.
That trend is going to continue into a deficit this next year.
No, because their year doesn't start until the new thing comes out, which is March.
So
March to March.
So this year,
right? So April was the first new thing, like he was saying.
Correct.
So they've slaughtered this year. They're forecasting 61%, which means they're forecasting 61. Lost because that's a year's worth of projection. You're not going to know that until you get to January.
Projecting that right there doesn't necessarily entice investors to not want to pull out. Like it's going to make more people. So that 61% could be
the reason they did it
low-end.
now. I bet is from an investor concern, and I don't mean to take this too long, but like if you have investors getting cold feet, that is bad. So the best thing you can do is say, hey, this fiscal year's not looking so hot, but guess what comes out next year? And there's all these leaks of stuff that people want to make for us. You're in a good position here at Nintendo because next year, March, we got this. Prove it.
And then
all right, I just did.
NeoGAF has actually had a bunch of leaks from pretty credible sources, which is basically saying that the NX at launch, within I think the first year, is supposed to have more games than the Wii U has currently
ever had.
In the first year?
In the first year.
Wow.
So obviously, and like I said, this is all like speculation, nothing from Nintendo, nothing like that. But they're from credible sources, people who've had leaks before and they've lived up to them. So there's a good chance like this NX, come on Nintendo, could be a good move.
Say the
for
words.
Nintendo.
Say the words, Brandon.
No, we're moving on. We're gonna say Nintendo for one last little second though, because I know Zach and me were really excited about it. I don't know if anyone else is here has seen it, but more Pokemon Go alpha footage was leaked.
Yes, it was that beta we talked about in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, I remember
somebody
that.
finally recorded it, put like little text to it really quick.
I saw the articles pop up all over the internet.
It's an actual
I didn't
video.
Watch it.
It was like
So-
9 minutes.
So how does it
long.
look? How does it look?
Sketchy because it's an alpha, and I know they probably don't have like the best geographical tracking over in Australia. If I had to guess, I mean, there's a lot of urban territory. But so like because you kind of see his character, the GPS kind of like jump around a whole bunch, but then again you can tell he's clipping his own recording. So like at one point he's here, at the next point he's like opening up something like way down the road. I'm like, unless he's like instant like transmission like over there, I don't know how you move that distance that quick. So it looked cool. Like you have places where you can put your Pokemon, they'll level up when you're not there. You can have gyms and like you can put your Pokemon down so like
The gym
somebody
is
will
really
battle
cool,
them.
Yeah. You can
That's
like
cool.
basically put your Pokemon in your gym, throw your name on it, throw like your avatar, and then people can walk by and battle your gym. Which
Oh,
is
that's
sweet.
A
cool.
cool feature that I thought was nice. So this will kind of help because a lot of people have been asking, well, my phone's not all that good, but I'm interested in it. So like before you used to like hold up your camera and it'll show the Pokemon projected onto like whatever your camera's seeing.
now
Kind of like AR, right?
Yeah, now it looked like it was all on screen.
But you can actually toggle that feature. You can
Oh.
toggle it to look like it's standing in front of you on the playing territory, or you can do like the default background.
That's
Yep.
cool.
So
okay.
like for all those
Okay.
powerful phones that might actually like kill a lot of battery turning on the camera
Yeah.
and then also trying to render that, you can just do like a plain backdrop. It's in the grass, throw a Pokeball, catch it. If not, you can render and like have them on your cubicle or like down on the carpet, like wherever you're at. So it's kind of cool.
So
Still be- yeah.
there was a
Yeah.
lot of really cool things. You could create your avatar. Obviously, the gym, like we were saying, lots of items. The one thing that bugged me is
Was the battle
The battle
system.
system. It just doesn't exist. You basically go into a battle with somebody, and it's just like a straight battle. Like you don't press any buttons, you don't choose any attacks. You don't. It's
Really?
literally just an auto battle, which is honestly like a really like it's
That's a
kind
big
of a downer
letdown,
for me.
dude.
That's like
Yeah.
whole like point of Pokemon was that
Is
like rock
select your
paper
tags,
scissors
yeah.
like style and learning their attacks and weaknesses. Like that's what drew me in. So I'm definitely gonna try out Pokemon Go, but with that battle system looking like that, it just looks like it's
That
just
would-
more gimmicky.
So you're saying that the system is fundamentally different.
No, it's like
there's not a
it's
battle
like
system.
start a battle, watch them hit each other. You don't do anything.
You make
Your
zero
Pokemon was
choices.
stronger. Good job.
Kind of like Cookie Clicker.
No,
don't know
it's
what
way
that is.
best. It's like way worse.
Really?
Yeah,
nothing's worse.
like your I didn't even see him select his Pokemon or how like the character roster works.
He did select his Pokemon.
Okay.
So you get to pick whatever Pokemon you want in a battle, but that's it. After that, it's just.
And I hope that
along for the
changes because
ride.
if not, guess what? If Hearthstone had an auto battle, it would not be as big as it is.
100%.
No, yeah, 100%.
So
right,
there's
yeah.
no point. Everybody wants interaction. I don't understand cell-phone games having an auto battle to it. Pull your head out of your ass. That's not how you make a game. That's how you make a movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Yep.
Sorry. Keep going.
Oh, news. We're on news.
Yes,
I'm
we
sorry.
are.
I started thinking Pokemon.
No,
I
you're
was
good.
like-
You're good.
Siri, I'm just kidding.
I was like, man.
Serious? Oh no.
Oh no, there is more Pokemon news. Darkrai is the event Pokemon this month.
Yep.
To get it, you do have to go to a GameStop. You get a little card. You don't have to make any purchase, no pre-orders, nothing like that. You walk in, you ask them for the Darkrai card. They give it to you. Scratch off the back. Enter the code. Get your Darkrai. He's absolutely badass. Make sure you get him. He's just a phenomenal Pokemon. He's really cool. If you have multiple, like if you have 2 copies of X, Ruby, Sapphire, whatever, get multiple of them. He's badass. If you don't use him, he will be a bargaining chip for you later on. I promise. 100%.
This is the first time he's released stateside too, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
That's the
Oh
reason I
wow,
want him.
that's
Yep.
cool.
So he's really cool. Yeah, and there's
What type is he?
Ghost.
He's Ghost.
Oh, very cool.
Ghost legendary, right?
Yeah, he's badass.
I recall having a Darkrai before though.
No,
It's possible
it was.
you may have gotten
Could have got through
Trade,
trade, Wonder Trade or
trade.
something.
I was like, you could like he was obtainable, but like it was never like an event.
Right,
He
yeah,
was
yeah.
definitely. He's not popular by any means.
He's super badass though. More news. We had 2 new video games announced as movies. So the Borderlands movie, which is they've actually referred to it as it's supposed to be Mad Max in space, which raises a question: is it going to be the pre-sequel? Are they just talking about it space in the sense that it's going to be
it's on another
sci-fi?
planet.
Yeah.
But then again,
It's gonna be
that's
awful.
all Borderlands. That's how Borderlands has been from the beginning. It's always been that Mad Max post-apocalyptic vibe to it. That's the whole in space, the sci-fi part of it.
I have
Hyperion.
big aspirations for this movie.
Yeah.
I have big expectations for it. 2 things need to happen. Gearbox needs to be in full control of their IP. They need to not outsource it to another outside director or studio. And then as long as they have that, they can write a script for a movie. I have no doubt about it.
Those 2 things? Because the third thing is they have to have Mr. Torg in it. They have to.
I actually kind of agree with that. He'd be a great
You know who would be the
character.
great person to play that person?
Hulk Hogan.
Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel. Yes.
Yeah.
Waiting for
then-
wavelengths right there.
And then Shinobi
Oh, yeah.
also got a
Yeah, I
movie
saw that, yeah.
announcement as well.
I'm stoked about that. That
Now
was an
that
old NES
is
game.
weird.
That was
Yeah.
also, because that IP has never
Shinobi
been
has
around.
always been weird as shit though.
Now, what I'm surprised.
What I mean is, man, did somebody leave the door open? Because now there's like even more of them.
they're coming.
There's
Anyways,
more of them.
I wasn't even like noticing, and now
there's,
I'm,
there's
I can't-
bugs.
Sorry, there's a lot.
Now
now.
I can't not
Wow.
see- like there's like literally 2.
There's 5.
Dude, there's like
Literally 2.
7 of them.
Anyway, Shinobi, I'm not surprised that maybe the movie announcement was a little bit premature because they're
Yeah.
probably already making a new game. Because the Shinobi's released, I think maybe 3 or 4 games over the course of its life, from the original NES Shinobi
to PS2,
to the
both
PS2
copies.
was
They had the
dope,
female
yeah.
protagonist too
Yes.
on one of them. I remember
Yeah.
that.
That was one of the coolest games because it was almost like if anyone's played Metal Gear Solid Revengeance, how you could like pause time and start cutting through your
I
enemies.
loved how your sash
Yeah, you
would
had-
sit there
you
and
had-
do this behind you. It was
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, it would
was
follow
so-
your wavelength.
Yeah, it was so
was a really
badass.
cool-
Dash.
it was a real cool ninja game.
Very cool game.
That was a very technical hack and slash for
Yes.
its time too, because like you had to keep your combo meter up to do more damage. The more
Yes,
damage
and
you
there
did,
was a lot of
you
the
could cut
levels.
through stuff, and then you could dump your meter to kill everything on the screen.
Yes, and there was a lot of levels where you had to be able to like wall run to jump into
Yeah,
the middle of
it was
nothing
very technical
to
for
a
platforming.
forward/slash attack.
What I loved,
yeah.
what I loved about it was the first game I saw of its type where it followed your cut through.
Yeah.
So if you cut through someone's face, like
Yeah, it's
halfway
not
through the
it's
face,
not doing like the
it'll-
parallel
it'll
slash
actually
generic
follow
stuff.
with
Yes,
it.
it would.
That was on PS2. The
That
next
was
time
Yes, it was.
Yeah, the next time we saw anything like that was like
Revengeance.
And Ninja Gaiden back on
or Ninja
Xbox.
Gaiden. Yeah, but
That's a cool thought though to think that like we might get a new game.
that would be. I think that'd be that's the best part of the announcement.
Yeah, I
So
love Shinobi.
here's the thing, right? So just real quick speculation. I think we're done with zombies for a while. The next thing to come back to is ninjas.
Ninjas.
It always goes on a cycle, right? So you get like your medieval stuff, and then you get your ninja stuff, and then you get zombies, and then you get like your futuristic warfare
Sci-fi,
stuff.
and then it goes to World War
Oh,
II.
two, and then so it's looping back. I think we're on the reset now. It's gonna go back because like now you have Neo. The alpha just came out. That's feudal Japan. Shinobi got an announcement. That's probably coming back.
Even For Honor,
For Honor,
For Honor, yeah.
medieval
Samurais.
It's
Yep.
it's perfect time. It's switching back
Yeah,
already.
then,
On top
and
of
then
that-
Done with zombies for a
didn't
while.
they say that the new Battlefield announcement's going to be
Battlefield
World War
5.
II as well? Battlefield 5, yeah.
Well, to add on to is that actually going to be on the news?
That is, well, we can just jump straight to that.
Okay, so
yeah.
Battlefield 5 was actually announced called Eastern Front. There was a little bit of a leak to it, and there was kind of like a staging of DLCs that came with it. The biggest announcement in that entire DLC is DLC number 3 is Titan Assault, which if you remember 2149
Had a Titan.
had the Titan Assault, which was these 2 massive Titans that you fought. I don't know how they're going to do that in the setting. However, a lot of people were saying it's World War I, it's World War I, it's World War I. But if you read the text inside the leak, which seemed like a really legit leak, I didn't verify the sources. I just read it, got hyped, and was like,
What's it say, Josh? What's it say?
but it looked like it was going to be a lot of like secret weapons over Normandy kind of stuff. So a lot of World War II.
Yeah.
But the Eastern Front means it's going to be Soviets versus the
Germans.
The Wehrmacht at the time. Yep. And that means we're going to see a high fidelity Stalingrad, which the last time we saw that was World at War. You know, that kind of World at War setting when you're playing as the Russians is going to be Eastern Front. So I think that it's going to be World War II. I hope so. But if they do anything with World War I, it's kind of going to be one of those flashback scenes like Battlefield has been known to do.
Yes, very much so.
I get you. That'd be kind of cool.
So-
I don't think you could really sustain an entire game during World War I.
No,
as cool as a conflict as it is to learn about,
There's-
it's just the technology is just not there to
There's
keep
a
you.
couple out there.
But it's all trench warfare, though.
Right, yeah. There's
That's
a couple
what it is.
out
It's
there,
just
but one of
trench
them
warfare.
shouldn't count. One was called, I think, was called Iron Front.
I don't
want
know.
to say it was.
Wait, isn't that the one with the weird little steam mechs?
Yeah, kind of. No, it was World War I.
that's Iron
Never
Brigade.
stopped, and it's like 1988. You know,
Ooh.
World War I never stopped.
I don't know what that is.
It was perpetual World War I. And the second one is Verdun, which you can play right now on Steam, which is a multiplayer trench warfare. Absolutely amazing, very, very hard game, but that would not translate well into the Frostbite engine. So I really hope it's not going to be World War I. I'd like to see the World War I flashback where you're maybe playing as like the father of the main character in World War II.
I get what you
that'd
mean,
be
like
great.
like a different independent
That'd be
story that would
fantastic.
kind of still keep you going. That would be a little
Yeah.
different.
The
You
Lost
will-
Battalion? Huh?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
will learn more about it because they have actually said that on May 6th.
6, absolutely.
we
Is
got the
when
new
they're going
stuff,
to get
yep.
a bunch of new information. They're going to give us a bunch. They haven't really said exactly what, but they said
They're
you're
like,
gonna get a
just
bunch
hold out
more.
your hands. We're gonna fill it.
That's going to be on their Twitter, though. I believe on Dice's Twitter is where they're going to be cranking that
There's
out.
going to be,
so-
if I remember correctly, there's going to be a couple reveal videos and stuff.
Yep.
Oh,
and then
Valiant Hearts.
on the
That was really good.
on
Oh,
the
yeah, that was good.
opposite side of that, Call of Duty has decided to go into the future. So they just announced officially that the new one is going to be Infinite Warfare. It's going to be space. It shows them even going into space and like fighting vehicles.
The thing I don't get is with this stuff, like it's already been future-esque. Like, why are you now just taking the deep dive and now just
Thank
putting
you.
it in a space setting? Like,
Thank
you've
you.
had robots and mechs, and nobody's really liked this.
Thank you.
And now you're going full on retard
I
and
one
just
of the few
going into
people-
space
Thank
on
you.
it. I don't get it.
No, screw both of you. I feel like this is a decent step
For Modern Warfare, Modern Warfare, the remake
It's not-
coming out on the same thing.
That's cool. That's very fucking cool. But
Yeah,
Okay.
that is.
No, it's not because you can't get the okay. So that note, because we kind of jump ship here.
you can't get it standalone.
There
Exactly.
will be a remake of Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare with Infinite Warfare, but the only way you can get it is to get the $80 edition
Yep.
of the game. They have said it will not be launched separately. So you have to spend $80.
Yep.
So if all you want is Modern Warfare,
You gotta spend
You don't want
$80.
Infinite Warfare. You have to spend.
No, you have
$80.
to buy it.
So,
get the DLC code because it's
I
not on the
think-
disc.
Yep.
I first off think it's way too early to be judging this game. Because
it's not.
It was legitimately just announced.
I actually have to agree with him because although I'm not a huge Call of Duty fan, I think the move that they decided to make, like moving into futuristic, I was initially completely against. I've been for the longest time saying we need to go back, we need to go to the roots. I feel like I'm getting that from Battlefield. I feel if Call of Duty went back and did like a World War, it would just be redundant. Why?
So
both
we're
of them?
looking at Infinity Ward games. I'm
Yep.
not gonna talk about the Treyarch Black Ops games, which are taking their own direction that I couldn't follow. After Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3 could not follow it. Advanced Warfare wasn't that good of a title. Ghost, a lot of people hated Ghost. I loved Ghost because it was a lot slower paced gameplay. It was a lot more.
I went back to
methodical.
roots. I agree too because I have a lot of trophies from Ghost and like Advanced Warfare. I played through once and I was like, I'm fucking done
because
it held my
it's like
hand
what-
through the
it's like
entire
what everyone
thing.
wanted to do was kind of like that Elysium movie came out.
Oh yeah, with the whole
With the whole
exoskeleton.
exoskeleton armor, you had end of what was it? The Day After Tomorrow, I think it was called.
Yeah, with Tom Cruise
Tom
killing
Cruise.
himself and resetting.
Yeah, I can't remember that.
I can't remember the
Groundhog's
title
Day
either.
with War.
There you go. He goes was garbage.
So you had all these Groundhog's Day with War.
It has a shadow. Let's have war.
Like, you ever seen the movie? Okay.
I know.
Anyways, but so they were kind of taking their baby steps as like, oh, what's more human than human? You know, they kind of went into it, and I think
More
what,
human
I think
than
what,
human?
Yeah, I think what Infinity Ward said was, you know, fuck this exoskeleton stuff. Black Ops 2 pretty much took it from us. We pretty much took it from Titanfall. Let's go ahead and just say, screw the exoskeleton. Let's do because I love near future sci-fi.
Let's create the UNSC.
No, not necessarily. But technically necessarily, but that's a whole other fucking argument.
You can't just say though like any sci-fi
anything with
shooter.
Sci-fi is Halo. Like
No, that's not what I'm saying.
with
I'm not
Mass
just saying that
Effect-
anything with sci-fi is Halo. That's not what I'm saying.
that's what
This
everyone's
looks
saying.
exactly like fucking
No,
Halo.
it looks nothing like
Have you
Halo.
played Reach?
I've played.
Did
it.
you
It
go
looks
into
nothing
space
like
in the jet and fucking shoot
in a
shit?
fucking longsword? Sure, yeah, whatever.
Yes, exactly. It looks just like the goddamn
This-
trailer just
okay,
happened.
but this
Hold on,
one-
you're gonna tell me
No,
this
this
dude
one has fucking-
jumps into this tiny little shuttle and launches himself into space in a shuttle barely bigger than him?
Yeah, but
no,
fuck
no.
It was way different because you're going up against an alien
Projectile weaponry in space? No,
No, because you know why
shit
the
doesn't work in space.
I don't know how to fucking talk to you about this. 'Cause
No,
you know
it's
what the
fucking
fuck? Do you know
bullshit.
why the fucking Spartans were created in the first place?
I know exactly why they were created in the
Why?
first place. Has nothing to do with Call of Duty.
Hey,
exactly. So fuck.
we're gonna move on to some more news.
Fine.
We'll come back to this later.
I think this is a great fucking direction. James is wrong.
That's fucking
Jizz.
bullshit.
We're gonna
He's
keep
wrong.
going because this is news of the week.
Stay tuned, you guys, for the next bearded banter
Yeah.
as these two duke it
Yeah.
out. Call of
Yeah.
Duty versus Halo.
It's not fucking Halo.
Now I'm all like frazzled. I feel the energy. I'm
I'm
like
sorry. I'm making.
Do we need to split you up? Do we need to split you? Okay, I'm glad you're able to hug and
taking some of
work
this
it
energy
out.
from you guys.
Take it.
Are you spirit bombing?
Ooh.
Oh, give me some of your energy,
Okay.
girl.
Stardew Valley, you guys, which I'm sure you've heard about. If you haven't, it's basically the spiritual successor to Harvest Moon.
My kid just bought it today.
Absolutely brilliant
Nice.
game. It's a Steam game. If you have a PC, you can pick it up. It's really not like too demanding on a computer. It's tons of fun. Like I said, if you're into any like Harvest Moon, anything like that, it's got a full combat system, full like skill tree, everything like that. They just said that multiplayer is going to be guaranteed.
Awesome.
They've been talking about it a while, as well as the actual real news is it's going to get a console launch.
Awesome.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
He hasn't said specifically when, but he said that it is something that he's going to be able to do. He's going to be able to put it out on console. He is going to make it multiplayer. So
Any chance of crossplay?
What console?
Okay.
What console picked him up?
I believe it's PS4. I
That'd
think
be
it's the
an awesome
initial.
Damn right.
It'd be an awesome video.
I think also Xbox One though, because they've really been really careful about just saying console ports, and not saying like specifically this or. But basically, he's saying it is in his
Email.
arsenal to be able to make it on a console. So that's really cool. So definitely keep an eye out for it, you guys. I love seeing like these indie games and stuff like that make it over to consoles. This game is absolutely golden. If you
It's-
haven't heard about that, you live under a rock.
It's got it's the same. It's one of the developers of using Chucklefish, which is they made. I think they made Terraria.
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
say. So it's just kind of the same art style Terraria, but it's not like a 2D sky.
Chucklefish is actually the people porting it.
Yeah. Okay. So Chucklefish. So they also made a couple other games out there that are kind of the same art style. So it's kind of got that nice 2D art style, but it's not just like a one plane 2D like platformer. It's got a full plane like Harvest Moon. Looks gorgeous. The sounds gorgeous. The story's there if you find it. Build your own. You know, a lot of.
I planted parsnip.
Yep. You do a lot of that. You do a whole lot of that.
That's all there is.
And it's
But
exactly
definitely-
like Halo.
Like I said, go check it out, you guys. It's really cool. Even if you just go watch some Steam videos about it, like you're gonna get excited. And like I said, I'm sure you've heard about it because literally this indie game hit the ground running. Like Kotaku, IGN, GameSpot, Neo, everybody lost.
We
their
talked
mind.
about it a few times.
We
Yes,
talked
we
about
have,
it
yeah.
multiple times.
It
so.
actually, when we first started talking about it, had the highest concurrent users on Steam playing that game.
Yeah, it was.
I
getting blown
bought
away.
it for my kid basically because of you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good.
It's fantastic.
I think we went
Fantastic.
through like 3 podcasts where Peter wouldn't turn it off.
Yeah.
While
While he
recording
was-
everything.
yeah.
So he's recording.
Yeah.
Us. So if there was ever a previous podcast where the audio is a little raw,
He was
He's
playing
playing
Stardew
Stardew
Valley,
Valley.
so
Yeah,
we're
or
sorry.
Stardew Valley,
We
excuse me.
apologize.
If we look over over now? Is he playing Factorio right now?
He's not.
No, he's
No?
actually
Okay.
focused.
He's grinding out.
It's good stuff.
He's doing all
I
the.
bet you it's a tab. It's in the
So also, that game Mighty Number 9 just finally, after all this time, got its release date.
Really?
Yes. So anybody who doesn't know what Mighty Number 9 is, it is the spiritual successor to Mega Man, made by the same guy after he left Capcom.
Yep.
Looks exactly like my Mega Man. You're basically a little robot boy who blasts stuff. Bosses look the same.
Yeah,
Gameplay
bosses
looks
look
the same.
identical.
Game looked really cool, but honestly, like I've just lost interest in it. It just has gotten pushed back too many times. The guy was really cool about it. He like really apologized, like we're really sorry, like we just kept trying to add more stuff and we got really advantageous with it and it just kind of fell apart.
At least he's owning up to it, though.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it before. Like, if a game needs to get pushed back for it to be quality, for it to be the vision that they wanted it to be, for it to be what we all wanted out of it, like make sure it gets pushed back, but make sure when it does come out, it's going to be brilliant. Its release date's going to be June 21st here in North America, and I believe Asia as well, and then worldwide release 3 days later on the 24th.
Cool.
So
Very cool.
Not too much longer for any of those people out there who've been waiting for Mighty Number 9. Wait a little bit longer. It's there. Like I said, though, I've kind of just lost interest in it.
Before we switch over, just real quick, wasn't there a little crowdsourcing involved with that game as well at one point?
Yeah.
It
that's what I
started
thought.
started on Kickstarter.
That's what I
after
thought,
it
yeah.
left, got really big, got completely funded. Then all these other pledges started getting met, so the game got even bigger. So there's been a lot of pushback, delays on the beta, the alpha, delays on the actual game is now the third time.
Well, at least those people will get a return on their investment now.
Yeah, so and it's gonna be a full game.
I'm super excited for the game. This is actually one of the purchases I'm definitely going to get.
It's really good too, considering the game's only like $30. It's not even a $60 game.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely
really
worth
good.
it. So, like I said, if you're a fan out there of Mega Man, any type of those just like classic platformers, like this is a game for you. Go check it out. It looks really great. So, Take-Two. So this one might be like nothing solidified yet, and obviously a lot of times you talk about rumors, but Take-Two has actually trademarked a name, Judas, for a possible new game. So now a lot of people are throwing it out there, like, is this going to be a game like about Judas from the Bible? Like, where is this going to take place? How is this going to be? And once again, it's just Take-Two Interactive. They trademarked the name. That's nothing else has been said about it. But I mean, we talk about it a lot. Like, gaming has grown. Gaming's become a lot more adult. It's this medium that like people can push the limits on a little bit more, and obviously we're not completely there yet where gamers are completely comfortable with everything, but we're seeing that shift. And I think this is like another like kind of look at, hey, like this stuff is growing, it's maturing, and you can maybe try something that, you know, a few years ago would be really taboo, even still to this day is probably a very taboo subject.
Oh, yeah.
I don't see that's the thing though, is like the term Judas though. I mean, even though it's like from the biblical sense of it, it's the term of a like forgiven betrayer.
Yeah, and it's like it's used very colloquially.
Yeah,
that wasn't a real word. But
colloquially.
Yeah,
Colloquial is a real world, actually.
yeah, but I like
Pretty sure it's a
didn't
body part.
really say it correct. But you get what I'm saying.
Punch to the colloquial.
But yeah, it's just like, so it could have nothing to do with that. They didn't say it was going to be like I said, Take-Two Interactive hasn't said anything about it. It's just something they trademarked. So now there's a lot of speculation. Like, is it going to be a game? Is it going to be about that? So we're all just kind of waiting back, just kind of sitting back to see.
Then it's also just a possible trademark. They could
Yeah, it
just
could
be
be
trademarking
nothing.
the name to maybe it's a character in the game, like a main character, Judas.
I'd say that I would absolutely love if it was like a modern day take on the whole betrayal of Jesus thing, but to try to not make it uber religious, just try to make it a story, just a story.
Yeah.
And I think that would be freaking awesome.
Yeah, to kind of use that as like a basic story.
Exactly,
arc and just
yeah.
kind of move
That'd be
on from
so
there.
cool.
Yeah. And then this last bit of news is something that really surprised me. Obviously gaming, you brought up Dark Souls earlier. Gaming's getting a lot harder.
Oh, yeah.
People are willing to kind of take you to that place where you're going to get frustrated. You're going to want to break your controller, but people get a lot of like relief when they beat the game. Just that pride of like, I finally did it. So Doom, they've now said their hardest difficulty is going to be so hard. It is literally nightmare difficulty with permadeath.
fucking permanent.
Jesus
And
Christ.
nobody's beaten it yet.
Not even the developers.
Not
can
even
beat it.
in-house.
Nobody
Wow.
can beat
So
it.
it's like they're releasing it with like the hopes somebody with some crazy algorithm in their back pocket will.
Okay, so
Fuck this
what
game.
if to get the plat, you have to have that?
I guarantee it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Fuck.
You'll do it? You'll make it?
No. Bethesda's assholes with that. They're
It's gonna
gonna
be
do
like
that.
a
Have you
okay.
seen their trophies sometimes?
It's going to be
Nah,
a
I've been to
0.01%.
Sometimes you got to play through the game like 3 or 4 times to get all the trophies.
Yep, like
Yep.
Skyrim. Like you had to do every branch, and then sometimes you would kill main characters, so you can't get that one that playthrough. You have to go back and do it again.
Yeah, but this is, I mean, obviously
Oh my
Bethesda's, going a different route than the Elder Scrolls and Doom. With the merging with ID Software, but Nightmare has always been a goddamn blast because you're having enemies that do way more damage. You have less health, way less ammo, less pickups on the ground, and not to mention that the enemies don't have set spawns; they just fucking spawn.
Unless you code in the BFG. Yeah.
That's cheating.
don't
We've had
care.
a discussion about this.
I just want to see first person from Fat Island who beats it. You let me know. You tweet me a picture, something, and I'm gonna get you something. I don't know what it is.
Oh,
I'll mail you a
absolutely.
reward.
I will highlight reel that entire playthrough,
Dude, I will get you a prize. I haven't decided what it'll be. Stay posted for it, but straight up, you will get something because I don't think it's possible.
Here, I'll make you a promise.
gonna
If
be
you
me.
if you beat it on the Phatt Chat, I'll get you in touch with Bethesda, and we'll take you there. Okay?
we will drive you
Done.
to Maryland.
Oh, I won't even drive you. They'll fly you out.
Zach's talking big over here.
I'm talking
so-
big because I guarantee
you mean like it's the
you,
first person ever
if you're
to do
the
it?
First
Oh,
person,
yeah. Oh, yeah,
and you're
they
part
will.
of Phatt Chat. I'll just set up everything. You just enjoy your time, and you just record everything.
There we
I'm
go.
gonna fucking
That's
do
it. Because Bethesda does not like visitors, but they would bring you down in a heartbeat, and they'd probably want you to do it in house again too, and probably
Oh,
just
yeah.
hang out with you all day.
Probably.